Newsela is a great resource for the classroom. It has a lot of nonfiction resources for students to be able to read, and the ability to select a reading level is very useful. You can see that I can get into an article. They're listed by topics. Then on the right side here, I have different Lexile reading levels. And with certain articles, there are even quizzes that you can access. So not only is this a nice article I can read with very few distractions on the side, I can go through and select different reading levels, which will help me be able to find resources for my students, but also help my students be able to find their own resources. So there are a lot of different topics of Newsela articles, and again, nonfiction. So a lot of current events and other topics, you can search for them. Now, getting started is pretty simple. If I go up to the sign up part, I can select to either be a student, faculty or staff, or a parent. So I'm going to select faculty or staff. Then you start looking for your school. Here I am, Ames High School, and next step. Now I can go through all this, but right down here, sign in with your Google email. Any app that signs in with your Google account gets a star for me. So this allows me to do it. It should also allow students to do it. So I'm going to sign in right now, and again, I can sign in with my Google account. I've already created my account with this, so now you can see, hi Patrick. And now what I can do is I can do things like this. I can go and click on students, but I don't have any students yet, but I create a class. And so I can easily create a class. Just going here, I can give the class name, say what grade level it is, and add a class, which gives me a sign-up code. It also gives me a quick start guide, which I can share with my students, and they can use this then to join my class. Now, using the free version of Newsela, you do not get to see as many things as you would on the pro account, especially with the articles that the students are going to be reading with the quizzes. You don't get to see their scores, but it's very useful for assigning articles to different classes or even to different students. And so I'm going to go in and I'm going to check the science articles out because that's my area. I really like science. I'm going to find an article related to what we're talking about, or I can go up to here, I can search, and I can search by grade levels. Let's say I want something for my upper level students, my juniors and seniors. I can pick a reading standard if I want. I can even select for quiz articles or not. And so let's say that I'm looking for something on the Big Bang, and I find one article on that. Well, I can select on it. I can look it over. I'm going to select the max level just to see for myself what it is. And there's some diagrams, some information here. And then I can select some different levels too. Now if I click on the right option, this gives you another little option in here to do that. I do not have a quiz option with this. That's okay. But I can also see some other options here for articles that may be connected to this. So you may find an article you really want your students to read about something, or you may just be asking them to find articles themselves, but showing them how to use the different reading levels. And let's say my Lexile reading level indicates that I need to be around this 870. You see that even the subject heading changes. There is a change in the words that they use. It's even a little shorter. Well, nice thing with this is that students can read at their level, then they can try to go just outside their level, making still within their zone of proximal development, and find and see if they can read that. And so, we're always looking at ways to help our students grow. Having different levels of reading available to them is very useful. So I can now assign this to this class. So I'm going to assign this to my class. Let's go back to my classrooms. And you can see that this is my test class 1. I can see the averages of those questions. Won't be able to see individuals. I can look at assignments. Here's my assignment. No one has taken that yet. But this is Binder's part of Newsela Pro, so I don't get to see all the details I would like otherwise. Kind of give you a preview of that. So you can see some of the options even with the Pro account. But mostly I just want to be able to find out. If I click on assignments, click on my students here, I can then see my classes I have. I can see if the students have joined my class or not. I can even click on my account. So there's some basic options there, but the big thing is that you can find articles that your students can read. Being able to use the different reading levels is very useful.